Hello folks, Miss Roll here with our PNE Examples notes video. Remember, this should come after your PNE notes. So make sure you've done those notes first before jumping into this video. But we'll go ahead and start going through some examples of identifying our protons, neutrons, and electrons. So example number 1, we have magnesium. So we got our typical periodic table square. And remember, our atomic number, as we said in the notes, is that number up top, always. So that means that our atomic number is 12 for magnesium. We also remember that our atomic number is the same as our number of protons, always. So that one's easy. And then I'm going to jump down here to electrons. We said that in a neutral atom, electrons are also the same as our number of protons or atomic number. So in this case, we also have 12. We're not dealing with anything other than neutral atoms yet. So they're all going to have the same atomic number, protons, and electrons. Now we got to figure out the number of neutrons. This is the trickier one. So if you remember, we said that our number of neutrons is equal to our mass number minus our atomic number or number of protons, since those are the same thing. Mass number minus the number of protons or the atomic number, since that's the same thing. So first of all, we got to figure out our mass number. Now we have down here at the bottom this 24.305. But this is where the notes we said we got to remember the difference between a mass number and an atomic number, atomic mass. So this is our atomic mass. And we want our mass number. So to get that, all I have to do is round. Okay? When I round, I look at this number right after the decimal. And the little rhyme I always remember is 5 and above, give it a shove. So if this number is 5 or higher, then I would round up to 25. But since it's not, it's 3, which is less than 5, we're just going to stay at 24 for our mass number. Okay, 24 is our mass number. So now I've got my mass number, 24, and I subtract my number of protons, which is 12. 24 minus 12 is going to give me 12 neutrons. Hopefully that made sense. If not, go back, rewind, take a look at maybe what you need a little bit of help to remember. Oops. On to number 2. So here we have calcium. And again, our atomic number right at the top there is 20. Which is the same as our number of protons and same as our number of electrons. Nice and easy. Now again, we need to round our atomic mass to get our mass number so we can calculate neutrons. And since we got a 0 after the decimal, this is just going to stay 40. So I have 40 minus 20 to calculate my neutrons. And that ends up being just 20 neutrons. Not always will these numbers all be the same. So for some of the smaller elements, they will. But once we get further in the periodic table, they won't be the same. All right, so let's go on to example number 3. This one's going to be a tad bit different. Oops, there we go. So example number 3, we'll notice a couple of things. First of all, at the top here, it says that iodine has 74 neutrons. It's giving us our neutrons. And we don't have our atomic mass written below. We've blocked that off. Okay? So just noticing that, but we'll start at the top and work our way down. So first, the atomic number. Same, it's showing up at the top. That's 53. Next is how many protons we know is the same as our atomic number. That's 53. And then same with our electrons, also 53. Now we have to figure out the mass number. Okay? So figuring this out, it's not quite the same equation, but it's very related. So if you remember in our notes, we mentioned that our mass number is equal to our number of protons plus our number of neutrons. And I have both of those numbers. So my number of protons, right, is 53. And then again, it told me up here in the question that iodine has 74 neutrons. So I'm going to do 74, or 53 plus 74. That's going to give me my mass number. You can add that in your head. 53 plus 74 is 127 for my mass number. If that doesn't make sense, rewind, take a look again, ask a question. But we'll do one more example just like this. Our last example here for Ransium, and it tells us that we have 136 neutrons. And we see our atomic number on our periodic table square there. That's 87. So our atomic number is 87, which is the same as our number of protons and the same as our number of electrons. Okay, now we get back into that little bit of math. Finding our mass number is the number of protons. It's going to be 87 plus our number of neutrons, 136. So you can add that in your head, maybe, or use a calculator. And that gives us a mass number of 223, I think. I did that in my head, so if you watch this far and did it somewhere else and think it's the wrong number, come tell me. But that gives us our mass number of 223. All right, that is it for our examples video. Hope this made sense. You should be able to move on to any practice that you're working on now. Remember to ask questions and have a great day.